Hey, Michigan High School Steelhead Tournament anglers. My name is Jeremy Windsor. I am a middle school and high school teacher at Saranac Community Schools, just outside of Grand Rapids. I am also the moderator of the Michigan High School Steelhead Tournament. I have a team of judges that will be judging all of your entries over the course of the tournament. I'm really excited about this year. This year we have the largest contestant field that we've had yet. We've got awesome tournament sponsors that are sending out resources to you guys to be successful while you are out on the water. We have 16 teams entered this year from all across the state. Most of us are from the Lower Peninsula. Many of us around the Grand Rapids area, but we also have a number of teams from northwest portions of the state also. So let's get right at it. Tournament starts here today in just a couple of hours from this recording. I'm excited that you guys are going to have an opportunity to get out on the water. It's been a weird fall so far. I mean, like in our area, we have way less water than we typically have in the river systems. So hopefully we can get some rain here in the next couple of weeks and kind of really get a good push of fish to come through. Some of you guys that are in the Muskegon area, you've got more water than you've seen in any fall for some time. So kind of some variations in the overall environment around the state. You might need to do a little bit of research and maybe get a hold of some bait shops in various portions of the state in order to be successful here early on. But as the tournament runs, I know that we're going to be able to find some fish. Just a couple of things that I want to remind you of. First and foremost, bump boards. When you lay your bump board out, you should be able to read the manufacturer label. So when you put your bump board down to put your fish on it, you should be able to read Freybill. You then take your fish, and on its right anatomical side, you will lay it on the bump board, ensuring that the nose of the fish is touching the bump. You are then going to take your calling card, and you are going to place your calling card in the photo. You're going to snap a picture. You're going to send it to me. I'm going to send it out to our judging panel, and our judging panel is going to make a decision. Those decisions are final. The judging panel is not going to spend a whole bunch of extra time looking at fish pictures that are maybe an eighth of an inch smaller or an eighth of an inch bigger, unless it comes down to we've got two teams that are in the running for the first place or the largest fish, and then they might go back and look to see, what fish is a 16th inch bigger. But ultimately, the judging panel makes a decision. Their judgment is the final decision. In the event that you need me to look at any photos, you're like, hey, the judging panel gave me a different overall value. I'll take a quick look at it, but ultimately most of the time I'm going to just side on the side of the judges. So just so you're aware of that. All right. Right anatomical side for the fish. Use your bump boards. Make sure that when you do use your bump boards, if you catch a fish large enough that you extend the bump board. So you got your bump board and you're extending it out. Make sure that it latches into place. I noticed that some of the bump boards that we received this year, there's a whole bunch of plastic that's kind of built around this area right here, and it may need to kind of be chipped out or removed in order to get that to snap in real well. If you're having trouble with it snapping in, just remove that extra plastic, okay? Make sure that when you're taking photos and your fish is a super large one, that you snap that all the way out. Don't leave it in a weird position where it's not all the way snapped out. Make sure it locks into place, so then your measurement's accurate. In the event that you are like, hey, I've got a really, really big fish, and it's my picture that I sent in, I can see the calling card all right, but maybe because you're zoomed so far out, it's hard to see the tail end of the fish, and sometimes there's blurriness that occurs, especially if you're sending from like Android to iPhone. In the event that you need to send an alternate picture, I'm cool with that. If you need to send one where you just kind of take a picture of this general area, that's cool as well. If you're concerned about the overall measurement not being accurate because of the graininess of your photo, feel free to do that. Sometimes we do have a situation where, like I said, when you send from Android to iPhone or iPhone to Android, the picture ends up being really grainy. I may request that somebody from your team uses a different phone to send it, or maybe you end up emailing it to me, because they come through a lot better through email versus just text message. I have an iPhone. Sometimes Androids, when they come through, it's just not clear. So there's that. Scoring. Your top 3 fish are what score. In the event that you catch 3 fish, and then your next fish is a little bit bigger, and then another fish is a little bit bigger, and then a little bit bigger, you can upgrade your overall score. So your smallest fish, each time that you enter a new fish, your smallest fish will fall off. Okay? So you can continually upgrade the overall size of your fish. We do have an award for the top 3 fish for a creel, for first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and 6th places. So we've got lots of awards that we're going to be sending out all the way down to 6th place. We also have a single Big Fish Award that will be sent out also. So the biggest fish in the tournament for the entire tournament, that fish gets a award for that. So you might not have the largest creel, but you might have the largest fish. So make sure that you're sending in that largest steelhead fish picture, even if you're like, well, we only caught 1 fish over the course of the entire tournament. Okay? Additional scoring. You are able to get 10 points towards your standings by simply getting together with somebody else from a different team and snapping a photo. There does not have to be a fish caught. So you get together with somebody from an alternate team, or maybe your entire team gets together with an alternate team. Maybe you guys decide that you're going to go fish together in a different area than any of you usually fish. That's super cool. That's kind of what we're trying to have happen. We want collaboration. Get together, snap a picture of you guys fishing together, send it in. That's worth an automatic 10 points. Okay? You also have the opportunity to get extra points added on, 1 extra point for every fish of your 3 largest fish, in the event that you're sending a hero picture of that fish with either tournament apparel on or materials from the tournament sponsors. Any of those tournament sponsors is fine. Maybe you get some Steelhead Slammer spinners, and you've got one of them that you used, you were successful, you hold up your fish, and you got your hero shot, you're like holding it up, and Steelhead Slammer spinners hanging out the mouth of the fish. Snap a picture of that, send it in. That will earn you an extra point for that particular fish that is on the bump board for the official information that you're sending in, the official entry that you're sending in. Again, official entries have to have the fish laying on its right anatomical side and the calling card in the background. You must have on your calling card the written tournament code. I'm going to give that tournament code to you here in just a minute. Okay? Safety on the water. Please ensure that you are safe. When you are wade angling, make sure that you have a belt on your waders. All right? We don't want to hear anything about, kid was wading in a little bit deep water, kind of stepped on a rock, rolled an ankle, ended up with water filling the waders. Make sure you're wearing that belt. Keep it on. It minimizes the amount of water that ends up inside of your waders. It keeps you a little bit safer. Life jackets. Wear life jackets. Obviously, you have to have a life jacket on a boat. If you're on a boat and you're running a combustion engine, put that life jacket on. If the engine's running, put it on. Okay? As far as boats and fishing and being with moderators or being with mentors, I know some of our mentors fish in boats, and some of our mentors are wade anglers. I have a boat. I fish a lot out of my boat, but I also wade angle as well. In the event that you want to go fishing with me, I am open to take kids out all the time. It's just a matter of shooting me a text message and just simply being like, hey, my team would really like to go out, and I'll look at my schedule and I'll try to find time in my schedule. So I'm in the Grand Rapids area. I typically fish around the Grand Rapids area. On the weekends, I can travel. During the school days, I'm probably not traveling very far. So I'd be looking at people that would be able to, fish probably mostly the Grand River in and around Grand Rapids. That's kind of the distance that I can get to after school. within the time frame of school being out and it being too dark to fish. On the weekends, I'm good with going just about anywhere. If you have a place that you've always wanted to try and you know of a boat launch, even if I'm not familiar with it, I'm willing to try any place. If you get a hold of me and you're like, hey, I'd like to try this particular location, you wanna go, and do you have timeline for taking some people in the boat? Sure, I'll take you guys out. It's just a matter of figuring out a time where you are free and I am free. I have a number of prior students that are great trout anglers, great steelhead anglers. They have volunteered their time as well. So if you're really having trouble finding fish and you're looking for extra help and you need somebody to kind of get you on the right path, just get a hold of me. Even if I'm not available a particular day, I may have a prior student or some of our other people that have volunteered time to assist. I can put you in contact with somebody so that you can have a good time out on the water. All right? All right. Without any further ado, we need the tournament code. Please ensure this tournament code is written directly on your calling card. Use a permanent marker. Make it permanent. Make sure that you are taking your calling card and also taking your bump board with you when you're fishing. Teams, you only get one calling card and one bump board. You got to figure out how you're organizing getting those materials to people. If you've got one individual on your team that's like, hey, I'm fishing, it's Wednesday, I'm going to go out, I've got access to leave right after school and I can go out fishing. Cool. Just make sure that you're the person that gets the bump board and the calling card, because if you go out fishing and you catch a steelhead, you're going to be really upset if you don't have a calling card and a bump board to send in a photo. Because if the calling card isn't in the photo and it's on a bump board, it still doesn't count. We got to have the calling card to know that the fish came from the tournament window. All right? So, without any further ado, you have your calling cards. They are in the nice little laminated sheet. I always take them when the kids come on my boat, and I always hook them right to the bump board. There's a couple little loops on the bump board. I always stick them through so then we don't end up accidentally dropping one in the water while we're fishing. That calling card must have written on it rodeo. I always try to come up with a goofy way in which we can make fun of the calling card code that we put on there. I was just looking at our calling cards and I was like, well, that dude right there definitely looks like he is in a rodeo. He is trying to wrangle that steelhead. So rodeo is our code this year. Write rodeo across your calling card, stick it back inside that laminated sheath. All of the pictures that you submit have to have that term written on them, with the calling card written right across that empty space in your calling card. Okay? All right. Be safe out there. Mentors, thank you for your time. Thank you for donating resources to these kids and getting them out on the water. Feel free to reach out to me if you guys need assistance in any way. If you need to get on the water and you're looking for somebody to take you, get a hold of me. If you're looking for strategies for fishing, get a hold of me. I've got a number of people that I typically contact to kind of get some information about where fish are moving and what they're doing. Maybe I've got some insights that'll help, or maybe I won't. In that case, I'll have to reach out to other people. So please be safe. That's most important. Second most important is enjoy your time on the water. Appreciate our natural resources. Be stewards of our natural resources. You can let all of your fish go. This is a tournament where you could practice catch and release. You're just taking a photograph on a bump board. The fish could go right back into the water. Okay? All right. I think that's it. If you have questions for me, feel free to get a hold of me. Again, my cell phone number is 989-807-0405. It should be written right on your calling card. There's other ways you can submit photos as well written on that calling card. Get a hold of me if you need assistance. Good luck, anglers.